So you start. We'll define.
All right. Hey, this is mine. Hey, Didi.
That's your introduction, camera.
Yeah.
That's your intro.
Go.
Then
We are chopping onions again, and this time we have come back with a word called
guerrilla marketing.
Yes.
When I go to chop carrots.
Onions.
Onions.
are the struggle. You
Start
cry.
to cry.
You cry in the mix.
Chop your tears out.
That's the taste of a chef.
Oh God, it's so
If
good.
the onions are.
If the onions are onion.
So good.
This time we are talking about how small businesses can actually tap into guerrilla marketing for their advantage.
Yes.
You know, and really define.
First and foremost, I think guerrilla marketing is like a lost art form. Most people do not consider it when they are
thinking about thinking.
anything about thinking about marketing. Yep. Yet it's one of the best tactics you could ever use, especially if you're a small brand going up against a lot of competition. Like when your competition is huge. You're an SME, you're a new brand with just Instagram, and you're going up against established businesses. Guerrilla marketing is one of the ways you can have an impact. You can start to eat at market share of your competition.
So what is it?
So guerrilla marketing, in the simplest of terms, is tactfully using events, scenarios, to speak to an audience at a time or in a way that your competition is not looking or doing. So for instance, you have special days. I think that's one of the best examples. Special days, Independence Day, all those things.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Christmas. How do you craft a message that is going to disrupt your industry enough to shake the big guys? Like, people will forget that the big guy exists. Like,
so you make your mark
guy
during the New Year.
Who's this guy who gave us this epic stuff during this period? Basically, that's what guerrilla marketing is. Very similar to guerrilla tactics, or those of you that are interested in warfare, where small force going up against a big force, you wait until it's night time. Strike!
In the night.
And then run away.
Or you dig ditches.
Then you run away. Then these guys are first organizing themselves. You want to strike them somewhere else. You get the
you poison their water. Auntie, those are the.
You are going extreme, my guy.
Anyway, okay, you did the ditch.
But we get the picture. All right, that's what guerrilla marketing is in a nutshell. And we want to discuss how can brands use these tactics to, market better, get some market share from the competition, and thrive in the marketing space.
So I think the first thing is quickly knowing your audience and behavior patterns. And by this you sample, you can have customer groups to quickly understand what, based on our product, how can we improve it better, how can we pivot, how can we package it better, where should we sell it, and all these things. Because sometimes you will distribute and this feedback will come in later. By the time you're already in debt, you've made losses, you can no longer pivot, you're actually shutting down. Yet you could have tested the product on test groups that fit your customer, so that then you know what to improve and release, or bring version 1, version 2, version 3. An example is like how you see mobile apps or tech systems. They do versioning, but they also have test groups, beta users. So because of that, they're able to quickly develop based on the feedback and compete favorably against the bigger brands who are already in the market, and the users are already using their products. So they will know how to tweak theirs to compete favorably.
Exactly. Number 2, tap into viral events. I think one of the best examples I could give is one that's very recent, though tragic at the same time. At somewhere in 2023, superstar Shakira divorced, broke up with her husband, boyfriend, something, Piqué. All right, things went south, and she wrote a song, like a diss track towards him, and there was a lyric in there where she said, "You left a Rolex for a Casio." It was a big song. Everyone was like, "Oh no, Shakira is releasing her emotions or whatever," and that was a hard line. He left a Rolex for a Casio, making it look like she was the Rolex, which is a good big brand, and the Casio making it look like it's terrible. So what Casio did was it fought back. It tweeted And what they decided to do was to just highlight the best things about Casio.
Yeah.
Which was, I think the tweet was along the lines of, hey Shakira, we might not be Rolex, but at least our watches last more than 10 years.
Yeah.
Considering the fact that their ship was about 11. Yeah, it was like, at least our watches last more than 10 years.
Yeah.
And that blew up. Yeah. Because people started people started talking about Casio. Like, hey, I've had this Casio for the past 15 years. I got this Casio from my dad. I had this Casio when I was a kid. Now I'm an adult, I'm using it. And Casio had a lot more share of voice. They were having messages going out. They were having testimonials.
In the right time.
In the right time. It was for free.
Yeah, in the right time, in the right
Simply
time.
because they tapped into a
so
viral
they can
event.
even do a sale based on that.
Exactly. It would be really, really petty if they decided to make a Casio limited edition called Big.
and of course, unique. Leading on to point number 3 is having interactive installations.
Yes.
Yeah, in public places. We've seen this from our dog, the Netflix. The Netflix makes sure they launch their, especially the original content,
yes,
like Wednesday, all those
Nimona.
things. Nimona. If you haven't watched. Anyway, but Squid Game, they figure out interactive ways in the train stations, online, platform spaces, parking spots,
yes,
and they do certain humor around the products they are launching. Because of that, by the time they drop the real deal, people are already familiar with the real deal.
Yes.
So by that, they're already beating the competition before they even release the product. So they are moving faster than the why the competition does a release promo and they say coming soon. July 10th. These guys will already start doing certain things, doing certain parties around the product, doing certain installations.
Yeah.
They will do filters for the content.
For the content, also some of the characters.
Yes. So it's those interactive. When you do such, you're able to disrupt the chain process of the consumer to accelerate them faster through awareness, through the funnel. You know about us, but now we need you to buy because you're giving them that application in their day-to-day life.
Exactly. I don't know. I have another example. Have you been paying attention to what the marketing for the new Spider-Man video game?
I have seen a bus which is flipped.
Exactly. So what the guys did is they got a truck, a full-blown truck, and suspended it in the air with what looked like spider webs. The kind of stuff Spider-Man would do. And it was branded, and people could take pictures, and they could post it and whatever. It was just a good way to promote
the game and activate it, and you can make it interactive in a way.
And you find that it was very unconventional, very guerrilla-like, as opposed to other games that are doing other things. Exactly. So the other way
leads right into it's like the two kind of lead into the pop-ups.
Yes, pop-up shops and events. You don't be predictable. Don't wait to just go to an exhibition.
Launch
at the goal. We are launching at this whatever.
Cut the ribbon.
That one. Let's cut the ribbon and the product fails.
Like how there's a video on TikTok.
The bridge fell after they had cut the ribbon.
No, did it even survive? As they were cutting, the guy was like, give away. You are heavy.
Exactly. So you don't have to wait for launches or whatever. Have pop-up events. Have pop-up shops. Where you can. Coca-Cola has been good at this. Where they have pop-up, selling points. I think even in Uganda has done the same thing. Because do the unexpected. Do the stuff that's not predictable, and that's how you stand out. Because you want to have that shock value, that wow factor, and guys are going to remember you. Your customers will remember you more than the person who went to a place to go and cut a red ribbon where the people were not there.
Exactly, and that brings us to partnerships, you guys. Partnerships and collaborations. It's a great way for a smaller business or even a bigger business to hack the market. The recent one, which is one of my favorites,
Which one?
NBA partnering with Skims, Kardashian Skims. So
okay, please enlighten us.
Skims is now the official underwear brand for the NBA. Now imagine you have all those basketball players
wearing and endorsing
that brand. Why? Because also Skims has gone into certain spaces. They know their audience. They really know their audience, and they hack on brand value. Like, they will do a launch today, everything is sold out. They're like, if you missed, sorry.
Wait for the next one.
we are not producing, go back to the regular products. So, but NBA partnering such a brand puts it in a younger generation phase. It makes it more acceptable to the women as a sport, because the sport is seen as a male-dominated kind of, whatever. But partnering such a brand that was known also as a female brand into
the male space. So you're now targeting into
acceptable to the male space. So it's a smart way for both brands to hack. So look for those weird kind of advantageous things that where other brands are like, that's not safe for us. Brand rules, yada yada, for you are like chandelier.
And it will work. Why it works, why it doesn't work?
Yeah, you will work. You actually have kind of reworked the perception of the brand. Yeah.
And actually, in line with that, which leads me to our last point, is user-generated contests. Or just content. You could have content, but you also have contests. Where what you're trying to do is, can you get the people that use you, your audience, to generate content
and push the envelope of your product or service?
Because they're going to create things in ways that you will never ever be able to.
Yeah.
I learned a very interesting thing this week. I was listening to this podcast about Nokia. Rest in peace. But Nokia, it was a good brand. It was good. It was good. When they were revamping, I think it was the Nokia Lumia something. They realized that one of the most iconic things about them was their ringtone. That one. So they created a contest where they told musicians
to recreate
that ringtone in their way.
Yeah.
And the options were many. You had a cappella versions, you had jazz versions, you had hip hop versions. There were so many. And the catch was, whoever had the best, that ringtone would be the official Nokia tone. And
it brings me to the one that you forced me to watch.
Which one was that?
Collaborating with the gaming industry.
Yeah, I forced this man to watch that movie with Nissan collaborating with Gran Turismo.
Yeah, Gran Turismo. So with that, they were able to now.
He liked it, by the way.
Get a niche. This is what I got me to pay attention. A niche industry that is worth billions of dollars.
Yeah.
But most times, most brands take it's kiddish or it's there. But then a brand hacked it to improve their brand value and their ranking.
Yeah.
Because those are the future car buyers.
Yes.
So if they experience your product in the visual world, they will think of it when they are actually going to make their first car purchase. And it was really quite interesting because it was a risky move.
It was a risky move.
Yeah,
it was a very risky move. So much could go wrong.
Yeah, so much could go wrong, but that was a smart one. Yeah?
Yeah.
It was a smart one. So as a brand, trying to hack certain things, there are so many ways you can use guerrilla marketing.
Yes.
The word.
It is okay.
Yeah. We are almost saying, anyway.
That's what.
But yes, you have to find those sweet spots of creativity to hack attention on a budget.
Exactly, because the key thing about guerrilla marketing is it's instantaneous, it's spontaneous, it's disruptive. Yeah, it is. That's key. It's disruptive.
Yeah, so you can see the KPS children. For us, so see you on the next one.
Good guys, see you.